Welcome back to my series of 200 Ultra Hard PMP practice questions. I'm Andrew Ramdial, and in this video, we're going to be doing questions 161 to 170. Now, I am the author of the world's best-selling PMP study guide, PMP Exam Prep Simplified, and the creator of Udemy's best-selling course for the PMP exam, over 370,000 enrollments. Now, I'm going to be reading the questions and answering it right away. So when you see the question, pause the video, answer the question, and then let me go over it to see how well you do. Let's get started. First question up. In the late stages of launching a marketing campaign project, it's identified that a critical piece of content is not ready because a team member fell behind schedule. This issue came to light during a presentation to the marketing department, causing concern about meeting the launch date. What action should the project manager do first? Have a confidential discussion with the team member to understand the reasons for the delay and explore solutions together. All right. Delegate the unfinished task to another team member who has the capacity to expedite completion. All right. Organize a session for the team to collaboratively brainstorm ways to expedite the remaining work. Seek advice from a senior manager on how to handle the team member's delay in task completion. Now, I want to point out to you that anytime you get a question where there's one person that may be causing an issue, one person delaying the project, one person wants something, one person causing a commotion on the project, the best thing to do is to meet with that person and find out what the problem is and how we can fix it. When somebody's causing a problem, and I'm talking one person or maybe even a small group, deal with that person privately, individually is the way to do that. Don't push it out in the group and embarrass people or cause a bigger problem. Now, one choice you guys should have eliminated right off the bat was senior manager. Senior manager is not there to solve problems on your project. That's what they hire you for. So let's eliminate that one. Before you organize a session to fix this issue right now or assign someone to fix it, the best thing to do is to meet with this person and see if you guys can work together to fix it. Best answer was A. 162. The project manager for a renewable energy initiative receives a suggestion from an environmental consultant to incorporate a new technology that can improve project outcomes, but also extend the timelines and increase costs. What should you do first? Forward the suggestion to the project's CCB. By the way, this means Change Control Board for approval. Before I go on, I want to point out that on the exam, generally when they give you an acronym, they probably spell it out for you. You don't have to memorize acronyms on your test, generally speaking. Except those formula acronyms, those EVM acronyms, you should know those. Arrange a project team meeting to discuss the feasibility and implications of integrating the new technology. Consult with industry experts to gauge the potential benefits and drawback. Conduct a preliminary risk analysis to understand how the new technology might affect the project risk. Best answer here, guys. Now, before I give you the answer, I want to point out that, remember, it's a suggestion from an environmental consultant. It may be good, it may be bad. The best thing we can do is to have the team come in and tell us if this is a good or a bad idea. Always utilize the expertise of the team. That's what they're there for. So what we want to do is we want to meet with the team and we want to say, hey, what do you guys think? Is this good? How is this going to affect the project? They're the expert, not us. You can't send it to the Change Control Board for approval if you haven't seen how it's going to affect the project. How much is it going to extend that deadline? How much is it going to extend that budget? Before going to industry experts, remember what to do first. We want to meet with the team first. And to do this risk assessment, your team should help you. The team should help you before you do a risk assessment. And the team should help you do a risk assessment. Don't forget, all changes must be assessed before it can be approved by CCB. 163. In the midst of a renewable energy project, a team member notices a significant risk related to equipment procurement that could potentially derail the project timeline. The concern is promptly communicated to the project sponsor, who then requests the project manager for a detailed assessment and action plan. All right? Which document should the project manager consult with the team to outline predefined approaches to address this procurement risk appropriately? Risk register, issue log, risk response strategy, and risk management plan. So the question is asking Basically, what document has predefined approaches to risks? Did you get it? Best answer here was risk register is correct. The risk register has the risks and the potential responses to the risk. This is a risk. This is not an issue, so it does not belong to the issue log. There really is no such thing as a risk response strategy. That's actually in the, there's no such document like that. The strategy is in the risk register. The risk management plan doesn't actually have risk or risk responses, making A the best answer. 164. In finalizing an infrastructure upgrade project, the project manager needs to ensure that all critical operation knowledge has been transferred to the client's maintenance team efficiently or effectively. What approach should the project manager employ to confirm the thoroughness of the knowledge transfer? Schedule face-to-face sessions with the maintenance team members and the project team to validate understanding and application of operational knowledge. Okay. Develop and administer a formal assessment to the maintenance team on a key operational procedure. Create an interactive online module for the maintenance team to complete, covering all necessary operational information. Facilitate a roundtable discussion with key project and maintenance team members to evaluate the depth of knowledge transfer. All right. You want to, let's take a look at the question here. What approach to employ to confirm the thoroughness of the knowledge transfer? This is the key here. You want to confirm that it was thoroughly done. Best answer here, guys, is going to be A. If you got A, you are correct. One thing I do mention in the course is anytime you see that word face-to-face communication, it's probably a good answer to choose. Face-to-face communication is one of the best ways and the richest way to communicate. And I think face-to-face communication here just trumps or is better than an interactive online module or some kind of formal assessment. The best thing here is to have face-to-face discussion. Let them talk and let them validate their understanding so they can both talk to each other and see, hey, do you understand this? Do you understand? It's better than that. The other one here was more of a round table, but I think this face-to-face is better than actually just going through a round table. Question 165. In a software development project, the project manager notices that the various project teams have different priorities and methodologies, leading to inconsistencies and delays in project milestones. The project manager realizes the need for a unified approach to streamline processes and improve collaboration amongst the team. What is the most effective course of action for the project manager to ensure consistent progress across all teams? Implement a centralized project management tool to enhance communication and task tracking. All right. Conduct a workshop to align all teams on the project objectives and establish a shared methodology. Okay. Assign a liaison from each team to facilitate better understanding and integration of work practices. Reallocate project resources to prioritize tasks according to urgency and importance of the project milestone. Okay, what did you guys get? We have a problem here. What's the problem? Teams having different priorities and different methodologies. This is what's causing the problem. You got to select the answer that deals directly with this. And the best answer here is going to be to bring them all together. Make sure that the choices is going to deal with solving this problem, right? This whole problem of different priorities and especially methodologies. One of the things we have to do when we do this exam is you have to read that question carefully and say to yourself, does that answer actually solves the question? Because you're going to have multiple answers that sounds great, but only one of them may actually solve the problem. And this one does, because if you notice, it establishes a shared methodology, and that's what we want. A shared methodology would lead to consistency, right? Right now I have inconsistencies. A centralized project management tool is you choosing for them. Let the team choose, not you choosing for them. In all the other choices, you're choosing. So is C. You're saying, hey, let's do a liaison between them. Now, the entire teams are not there. Reallocate project resources to prioritize tasks. Now you're doing it for them. Don't do that. Let the team choose. Next question. 166. While implementing an ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, the Agile Project Manager received several requests for additional features from department heads, potentially affecting the project's scope and timeline. What should the project manager do to address these feature requests efficiently or effectively? Direct the department heads to submit their request after the ERP goes live. All right. Have the product owner integrate the feature request into the product backlog for prioritization. Advise the department head that all project changes are frozen to avoid deviations from the planned schedule. Request detailed business case for each feature to assess the impact before adding them to the project plan. So I want you guys to know that the Agile, it clearly states this is an Agile project, and somebody wants to add something to Agile. Not difficult if you understand Agile practices, because if there's one thing we know, the only person that can add something to the scope of the project on an Agile project is who? Is the product owner. Only the product owner can add features to the product backlog and then prioritize it. Not the department heads needs to work with the product owner. You don't stop changes on an Agile project. They never stop. And you don't need a detailed business case for each one. That's something between the product owners and the people asking for the changes. 167. In the implementation stage of a critical network security project, it is revealed that a specialist responsible for key parts of the configuration will be taking emergency leave. What should the project manager do to address this specialist imminent absence, and keep the project on schedule? Facilitate a discussion with the project team to redistribute the specialist responsibilities efficiently amongst existing members. Suggest pausing the project until the specialist can return and resume their duties. Contract an external consultant firm to temporarily fill the specialist role. Request an immediate extension of the project deadline to accommodate the delay. All right. Somebody's leaving. The best thing here to do, guys, is meet with the team and see how, put up a discussion and see how can we spread this responsibilities amongst each other. This is how you can do this really quickly and just try to keep the project on schedule. Because it's saying that he plays, this person leaving plays a key part in the configuration, but will be taking emergency leave. Work with the team. If the team tells you that they need an additional person, maybe then you can go out and get a consultant firm to give you someone. I wouldn't pause the project like that. If the team says it's okay, then. I wouldn't ask for an extension. If the team says so, then. But let's see if the team can deal with this. If you notice, we've been doing a lot of questions, 167 of them. If you notice, the team has the power on the project. The team knows better. They're the experts. Next question, 168. Near the completion of an extensive software development project, it is noticed that one developer's innovative solutions have greatly enhanced the project outcome, distinguishing their contribution from the rest of the team. What is the most appropriate way for the project manager to acknowledge this outstanding contribution? Create a feature in the company newsletter highlighting the developer's innovative work. All right. Organize a casual team lunch where developers' efforts can be informally recognized by peers. All right. Submit a recommendation for the developer to be considered for the prestigious industry award. I like that one. That's a good one. Identify a form of recognition that aligns with the developer's value most, whether it be professional development opportunity, specific form or something personal. The best thing here, guys, if you find that someone is doing a great job and you want to award them, the best thing to do is to talk to them. Ask them, what do you think is the best way to award you? We like you and we want to give you something. What would be best? So work with them. You notice in this one, in C, B, and A, you're choosing the way to acknowledge their contribution, right? You're choosing the acknowledgement. You're choosing the method of acknowledgement. The best way is to work with the team member to let them choose. As a project manager for 169, as a project manager for a novel online educational platform, you're faced with different views, divergent views among stakeholders regarding the balance between interactive content and accessibility features. The development team is split on which aspects to prioritize, potentially affecting the project timeline. What actions should the project manager take to navigate this impasse effectively? Deploy conflict resolution method techniques specifically designed to address and navigate the diverse viewpoints into a unified strategy. Okay. Conduct a poll with the team and among stakeholders to democratically decide the project's focus area. Facilitate a focus group discussion leverages design thinking principles to foster innovative solution and choose the best solution. All right. Suggest the team separately debates and reaches a consensus without managerial intervention. This one here has 2 good answers. Let me see what you guys got. Best answer was A. Here's why. First of all, before we answer this, it's basically at different view amounts the stakeholders. You want to balance this interactive method and the accessibility feature. Team is split. What are we going to do here, guys? Well, you don't want to just do a poll amongst the stakeholders because you might have to, sometimes software development, these features might be needed by law, so you might have to include them. Don't just tell the team to go and figure it out themselves. Never tell the team to go figure it out themselves. It's part of your job to work with the team. Now, this one here, you notice that the team is split, all right, on this. How are you going to do it? Well, there's lots of different conflict resolution techniques you can use. And because there are different views amongst the people, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to use these techniques to manage the different views into one strategy so the project can progress. This one here is more of a design principle to come up with innovative solutions. Although that sounds great, the best answer here is going to be to come up with a unified strategy. Remember, the project can't move on if we don't come up with a unified strategy and make it A better than C. Last question, 170. Halfway through a critical website development project, it is revealed during a sprint review that an unforeseen technical hurdle could potentially delay the project's completion. This revelation came as a surprise, especially considering the project manager's prior weekly updates indicated that the project was proceeding according to plan. What could have been done differently to avoid being caught off guard by such a critical issue? Establish a robust risk management process to identify and monitor potential technical challenges throughout the project. All right. Schedule mid-sprint reviews to assess progress and uncover hidden risks before they escalate. Conduct regular one-on-one meetings with the team to identify potential risks that might not surface in the group setting. All right. Use project management tool to track progress and flag potential risks based on the time deviations. Okay. So I want you just to review this question. It says here, it is revealed that during a sprint review, unforeseen technical could potentially, so we know that this is a risk, right? Because this is something that can stop it. The best answer, now again, this is a risk. When you're managing risks, what should you be doing? All right, in order to manage risk well, remember, you want to do something to avoid this from ever happening. You know what's going to avoid this from happening? Manage risk throughout the project, correct. Risk is not something that you may want to do mid-sprint. It's not something that you're going to want to do maybe weekly. It's something that you're going to do throughout the project. Every day, every minute, every second of a project, you're doing risk assessment. Identify and assess risk. Because remember, risk happens all the time. Making this a lot better answer. One-on-one meetings. I like one-on-one meetings, but risk management, risk assessment, risk identification should be done as a team, not just as one-on-one. We don't need a tool for this. We need everybody to work with it. Making A the best answer. Okay, guys, that concluded this section of up to question 170. If you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. It would be absolutely amazing. And if you want more questions like this, check the link below. We have the TI exam simulator. Close to 1,000 practice questions now is in there. About 400 of them has video explanations similar to this, where you're really going to learn the mindset and be able to ace your actual PMP exam. It's the closest simulator to the actual test. Also, I got my 35-hour course below. All the links are in the description below. And with that in mind, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.